Well, here it comes.
It's that fourth and roll, yeah, we ride real slow. Texas bass hitting while the Carolina flow. From the whistles to the winds, every tale they record. Adam and Jack hold it down on fourth and Ward. Southside swing with the coach and Lord. Real life stories, yeah, they back for more. Turn the beat up loud, let the truth restore. You locked in now with the fourth and Ward.
We were talking about movies last week, Jack, and we're not the only ones that have some obscure movie memories. So at Legit It's Curry on YouTube, he commented, he said there's a football movie called Division III Football's Finest.
Great movie.
I've
Great
seen it too.
movie.
I actually watched it not that long ago. I think it's on what's the free streaming, Tubi or
Yeah.
Pluto?
Pluto's
It's one of the
one for
it's on one of
Tubi or
those.
Pluto.
Yeah, Division III Football's Finest. He
Great
said it's one of
movie.
the funniest low-budget movies ever. I would agree with that. It's definitely not kid-friendly, but it's totally
No.
worth the watch. It's one of those movies that you feel like only people from your hometown have seen it. Well, Curry, at Legit It's Curry, I have seen it, and it
Great
is
one.
a great one. Like he says, low budget, but Andy Dick, like the guy playing that coach, like it's funny. They did a great job. What do you think the budget of that movie was? I'm going to Google this now.
I'm going to say $5 million.
$5 million? No,
I have no gauge for what. I know a Marvel movie's probably 100-something million.
I'm thinking, all right, I'm definitely under 5 million. I'm going to say right at $1 million, because I feel like he just called it a bunch of favors for his friends to do some cameos on here.
Yeah,
right, so
they probably all agreed to like get paid on the back half. And
yeah,
up front.
All right, so let's see. Division III Football's Finest. What's it called? Budget. All right, let's see here. Produced on a low budget. We knew this. Yeah, I want to see, like, I swear I used to do this all the time as a kid, where you like look up how much money a movie made. Let's see. I can't even find a Wikipedia
There's no way
page for it.
It says, oh no, that's a completely different movie. What are we doing, Google?
I can't even find how much it made.
Was it ever in theaters?
No, not a snowball's chance.
Straight to DVD?
That it was ever in theaters. This movie, all right, I feel like I'm on the dark web right now trying to figure out. I feel like I shouldn't be having to go down this deep a rabbit hole
just to find this, yeah.
All right, that number threw me off, but that is definitely not the movie. I can't figure out how much money it made. I can't figure out how much money it cost them to make. Can't figure out how much it made.
Let's see. All right. This is just an estimate. It's just a ChatGPT estimate because I couldn't find anything on Google. It says the estimated production budget was between $250,000 and $750,000.
All right, so under $1 million.
Production was 80 to 200 grand. Cast was 40 to 120. These are big ranges, though. Yeah, so all in, it says, in all likelihood, it's probably 350 to 500 grand.
So the real question is, do you think it made the money back? I think so. I think it probably could have made $1 million back. Was it a break-even venture?
Let's see. No publicly reported, not publicly tracked.
If anybody out there is listening knows maybe how much money Division III Football's Finest made, my gosh, help us out, because we've got all the internet at our disposal and we can't even figure out anything about it.
What was the movie? It's not The Replacements. Is it The Replacements?
Well, there was The Replacements
is with Terry. The Comebacks.
The Comebacks. That's a good one.
Another one of those like
The Comebacks.
2000s like parody films.
There was just that like era where it didn't cost them anything to make a football movie, and so The Comebacks was like scary movie, but it was football, right? Like it's straight just parody of all the other sports movies. Yeah. And instead of like the guy named Radio, they got the guy named iPod.
Yeah. And, the coach is always like, ACL tear. It's ACL Terry, sir. And he's like the most positive person. He like runs the ball, gets ran over by a truck in the middle of the field and gets up fine, but then takes one step on like a loose piece of gravel and his knee just like implodes. Oh
Seal
man.
Terry. Oh, that's funny. Oh
Great
my
movie.
gosh. Jack,
Is that the movie where the kid throws the ball and he catches it? Wide receiver, like they put in this, nerdy type, whatever, in that kind of movie with glasses. He catches the ball and the quarterback has like grief about it. And the two defenders just high
cut him in
low
half.
and he rips apart. Is that the same movie
I
or is
want to
that a different
say,
movie?
is that not another teen movie? Like the late 90s movie?
Yeah, you might be right.
I think that one's it.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Not another teen movie.
And where the
God,
guy, he gets hurt and the guy's like, the coach is just staring at the trainer like, can he play? The trainer's
he
like, I don't
play.
think he can. I don't think.
Like that genre of movie is like my sweet spot.
Yeah,
Whatever
I'll
that
watch.
is,
I'll watch
that
those all
era.
day, every day. I didn't get to
Fantastic.
watch too many movies this weekend, Jack. I was at the DFW Coaches Clinic. So it's the largest clinic for high school football in Texas, at least. And it's put on by high school coaches, for high school coaches. So basically, they take over the Embassy Suites up in Grapevine, Texas, for 3 days. And I was up there, talking a little bit about Gridiron Spice. But a lot of people coming through, Jack, were big listeners of the podcast. So it was
Nice.
actually really cool to see. And just some folks want to hash it out. Got some folks that I can make some calls to. Maybe we can get on for some episodes, some guest episodes here in the coming few weeks. And but this was pretty cool, man. Like, everybody just likes telling stories. Like, I feel like every coach in this profession, that's one of their favorite parts, is just hanging around the office, swapping
Yeah.
stories. Man, I met these guys from Honey Grove, Texas, and it's known as the sweetest town in Texas. All right. Well, they went on a heck of a run a couple years ago and won 13, 14 games, something like that. Had a kid going to Baylor, balling out at the 2A level, I believe. But shout out to Honey Grove. Those guys were fun to hang out with this weekend. But man, you get a bunch of coaches under one roof and in one hotel, and a lot of them staying in the same hotel. Like, you're bound to have a good time. Like, the lobby was just nonstop, swapping stories and chalk talking. And I mean, it was just a good time. You got to get out here someday. And I met a guy from New Mexico. He flew in from New Mexico to go to the clinic.
He flew in from New Mexico to go to the Texas clinic.
Yeah, yeah.
Do they not have one in New Mexico, or he just always wanted to go to the Texas one?
I mean, I guess he said he hopped on the flight from Albuquerque to DFW, and I would imagine it's probably not an expensive flight. And then stayed the weekend up at the hotel and had him a grand old time and learned some ball. But yeah, he was a good
Telling you,
dude.
if GSP would open up just one more of those low-cost airline routes from GSP to Dallas, would be a game changer.
That'd be a game
Like,
changer.
I'd be able to come see a game on our bye week or something. If you could get a flight for $50 and just kind of do
Yeah.
it on a whim, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, they actually, I don't know if I can talk about it yet, but we got a good idea what our schedule for next year is going to be, because realignment came out for us this past week, and I know it came out for you guys, what, a week or two ago, something like that?
So the classification realignment came out before winter break, but the regions and everything came out
Yeah,
2
that's
weeks
how
ago.
ours just comes out all at once, just one big. Well, they released the cutoffs and all that early on, kind of like you guys did. And then this past Monday, they released like all the new districts and who's playing who, and is there a lot of shakeup? Is there a little shakeup? So I thought maybe this could be a realignment episode. We kind of go through y'all's. We can kind of look at ours a little bit. I don't know how it works in South Carolina, but here in Texas, everybody gathers up. They do it in North Texas, up in, I believe, Birdville, was a nice little stadium's got a big like meeting space in it and stuff like that. And here I'll just I'll pull up the video right here. So it released at 9 a.m. They put the official flyer out, so you can see all the. This is Class A, so this is every district that's in 6A. I mean, for us, basically, our district stays the same. We just added in a team out of Mesquite. Mesquite Horn's going to join the fray with us. And then what happened was the district that Mesquite Horn was in had some teams go down to 5A. And so that kind of threw off. They weren't going to be able to keep that same district together. So they kind of had to realign some folks. So DeSoto, who's kind of been a powerhouse the last couple of years, they went down to 5A, and I think they won state like quite a few times at 6A here in the last few years. Now they're playing 5A. Alito, who's always been balling out in 5A, moves up to 6A. Some shuffling around, right? So they slide Mesquite Horn over with us, and then they put North Crowley in with Duncanville, which is like putting Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant in the same district. Like, it is packing that district out. Alito kind of got moved in with their own little neck of the woods, but it's really interesting to see whenever they've released this stuff. Let's see if I can share this tab right here. All right, so how the boss described it to me is like, this is how the New York Stock Exchange works, all right? So at 9 a.m., they cut the boxes open from the UIL.
They just got a copy paper box taped up.
It's all the copies of the district and all the alignment stuff. And you
They
see
couldn't
just
get
this line
anything
of
more
coaches
ornate.
just waiting to tear it open. And so they just start passing the papers out. And it is just like, watch here in a second. It's just grabbing stacks and go, grab stacks and go.
Pass
And
one.
then like people elbowing, cutting in line.
Wait, so the papers they're handing out packets.
Yes, with the new realignments.
He's not
on
doing like a stack here, hand them to people as you. Okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah, I believe this packet that he's handing out has every classification, every district, all that in one.
Let's see.
See,
I'm sure somebody's trying to be the first one to post it, take a picture.
but
and post
there's
it
some
somewhere.
media people that are just trying to be that guy. But so then what happens from here on out, everybody looks through it, right? And everybody realizes maybe somebody they had lined up to be a non-district opponent, they might now be in the district. And, so you got to go do like the schedule rearranging. And so maybe you had some people like as backup plans and you're just like phoning. And how our boss described it to us is like New York Stock Exchange. Like people just wandering around like, hey, I need two games. Like I need one game. I'm willing to travel. No, we got to be at home on one of them. Like, it's just going back and forth, like all in this conference room at this stadium out here in the Arlington kind of area, Birdville area. But I was like, man, that's just pretty neat right there. How it's just all handled in one room. And I'm sure there's people that do it. They get the release from the media and all that, and then they kind of do it the same thing from their own place of work. But just the fact that a bunch of people congregate
for
in order
hard
to start
copies.
for hard copies, and like I'm sitting there drinking coffee, and like it just turns into a mad rush, and I don't know. It was pretty neat to watch.
The scheduling thing, I remember. So as soon as our region came out, our head coach was, phone call left and right, trying to figure out, well, I'm gonna get this and this, and I'm trying to send him a contact for a person at this school, and it's just this whole. Because for us, we had, last year we were still in 3A. We stayed in 3A, but our region did not include one of our in-district rivals and one of our out-of-district rivals. Two teams that we play every year regardless. But now those two teams are in our region. And so that took non-conference games, moved them to conference games. And so we had to fill in these non-conference games. And like you said, the whole shuffle of figuring all that out. You got people calling, people not answering, people saying, yeah, you should be good, and then coming back and changing it. And it's like this whole headache. And I'm just like, look, you just put who you want to put on there, and we're going to go to war. It is what it is.
Yeah, get some names on the schedule. We'll go play ball. But yeah, that's one of those times where like I don't really envy the boss man because it's just unless you kind of got some tentative deals already worked out, like this happens, I'm gonna try to phone these people. If this happens, I'm gonna phone these people. But if you're somebody that didn't have all that thought out beforehand, like you are in a bind. I thought one thing that was really cool was the UIL actually put out a interactive map with all the classifications on it. It'll show you like where all right, so if you go to their website, they've got all the alignments laid out. But then if you scroll down a little bit, like let's look at 6A, for example. All right, so here are all the 6A schools in Texas. So you can kind of see it's like color coded, right? Like I can already see that this is our district right here because it goes out to Tyler, Longview. So that's our little neck of the woods right there, District 10. But I can zoom in. Wow. I can zoom in. And so it has this on the map. If I get this thing in focus.
Wonder how
So
long it took
we go up
somebody
to
to
the
do that.
rock walls, but then you can see that we got to make those road trips at the Longview. I don't think we have to go to Tyler this year, so that'll be nice. But you look at some of these, man. Like, look at this district down here. This is
Mm.
that just south of Waco district. Dude, these Apple mouses piss me off. All right. So this is like who we played in the second round of the playoffs this past year. So we're looking at Killeen, there's Harker Heights. That's who we played. Temple down there south of Waco. Then they venture out to Bryan, which is right near College Station. I don't know. It's just kind of neat to see it all laid out geographically. You get down to Houston, obviously, you got some more. You got some more.
So
It's
this
another
is
metro.
all one
This is all the
classification.
6As. This is all the 6As only.
So why are some so tightly bundled and others are spread? I mean, I get at some point you're gonna to have some that are spread out, but
Yeah, you get out here to like West Texas, like out here, like there's probably only a handful of 6As in that remote vicinity. So yeah, you kind of clump them together. It looks like you got Midland, Odessa Permian. Then they got to venture out to San Angelo. When you go a little south here, down to South Texas, let's see. If you get to South Texas right now, this looks like some halls right here. So here's, the Mexican border right
Bermuda
here.
Triangle down
Yeah,
there.
dude, that's exactly what that looks like.
My God.
So you got south of San Antonio getting out to, I don't even know. I don't even know where that's at. DERI. I don't even know who's out there. But then you get all the way down in here to Laredo, right there near the Mexican border. Dude, I'm gonna throw this mouse through the wall. And you got El Paso out here with the Sun Bowl. They're all kind of tightly there. So they're just doing their own thing out there in the middle of nowhere. The crazy part would be, where do you go for non-district games?
Yeah, who do you
I mean, I guess you can get across different classifications. But yeah, obviously like the Dallas area, the Houston area, it's pretty tightly wound just because they're more populated. So you got more 6A schools. Now, actually, while I'm on this, I'm going to see, let's see what the small schools look like, because I bet that gets a little wild. Let's go to, all right, here's 2A. See if I can share this tab right here. I'm going to try not to butcher the mouse again on this thing. So here's the 2A Division 1 map. So you can see these are definitely a little more spread out.
Yeah. What's that bottom right or bottom left? The red. Good
My
Lord.
gosh. Yeah, that's crossing a lot of territory right here. But you got to figure these are all the small towns, right? So you're not going to have many of these around Dallas, Fort Worth, some of the big areas. So they're really, truly all spread out. I can remember there was a guy I work with. He grew up out in West Texas and like for games and stuff. He said like every ride for their high school district games was like a charter bus because it was going to be like a 2-hour trip, like minimum. And so you just got used to leaving school early, hitting the road, sleeping on the way back on the bus, and just finding a way to pass the time on these long road trips that they had to take because it was smaller, West Texas high school football. You're just having to travel across the land, seeing the sights.
Tell you what they should do. They should get a copy of Division 3 on DVD, plug it up to the TVs in the charter bus, and just watch that on the way.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So for y'all's region realignment,
Yeah.
any new additions?
Our region is completely different. And really, it's kind of closer to, I guess I have it pulled up. It's closer to what it was when we were in school.
Okay.
So if you're familiar with the area, you probably know some of these teams. We're here, 3A Region 2. So we have BHP, Emerald, Legacy Early College. They don't have football, so that's what the asterisks are for.
Wait, so why are they in a region? They got basketball and stuff,
They have
I guess?
other sports, yeah. And
Okay.
so us, Powdersville and Wren. So you have the entirety of our school district is in one region.
That's
Then we
kind of
have
nice.
BHP's District 2, Anderson District 2, and Emerald. I don't know what they're
Emerald's
in.
kind of random. They're Greenwood.
Yeah.
They're about an hour away from y'all probably.
And so it kind of looks like, minus Legacy, Powdersville wasn't in school until I was.
Yeah,
Were you in school still when it started?
It wasn't a school when I was graduating and all that, so it's relatively new.
So if you pull like Daniel and put them over here instead, that's pretty much like the old region.
Yeah.
But I will say this is probably the juggernaut region for the upstate, at least in 3A. You know, Ren's a
Yeah.
good team. Powdersville's a good. Powdersville went.
Upper State, because they played BHP in Upper State this past year. I watched that game on the live
Yep.
stream.
And then obviously BHP went to state. Emerald, I'm not sure their record last year. Us, we had a rough year, but I mean, this is a tough region. I'm excited for it. It opens it up to where we could play some of these other 3A teams out of conference.
There you go.
But it's pretty cool. We only had, here's just the numbers. So they did it different this year. They did it this past realignment too, but this is kind of the second iteration of it. We have a multiplier for charter schools, private schools, any school that has kids that live out of district that go to that school instead. They count as 3 kids instead of 1 in terms of classification for athletics. So they sent out this huge list of every school and the numbers. We might have already talked about this on this show.
We talked about it a little bit. I remember seeing this list, but because this was for like 9 through 11 enrollment, right?
Yeah,
These numbers that got
9 through
turned in.
11 enrollment. And it's interesting to me because, like, all right, here's 4A. Okay. So their bottom number, Colleton County, 981.
Yeah.
Top school in 3A has 1042. So, like, it's interesting how some schools, like these 4 schools at the top of 3A, really should probably be up here. And they talked about doing it for a competitive balance and stuff like that and using these other factors when they're doing this stuff. But it's interesting.
Doesn't that open the door to competitive balance? Like what's the definition of that? Like, does that not open the door to people? I guess as long as you are opting up for competitive balance, like as long as you're going up a classification,
and they also consider geography as part of it too. So that might be the reason why. If you got Beaufort, Hilton Head, Colleton, are obviously going to be closer to some of these other schools in 4A than they would some of these lower state teams in 3A, you know, all those different variables in play. But then we had appeals. Okay. So they appealed. You can appeal your classification before they did the regions. And we had a few private schools do it. Some public schools tried it. And like day 1, I think they denied all of them except 1. Day 2, they denied, I don't know, most of them got denied, right? Well, then they went to the appellate court for like a second appeal. And the appellate court basically approved all of them.
So then which do they go with what the second court said?
So that's what stands is that decision. And so I think Pendleton did that. So Pendleton was 3A, I believe. Yeah, on the initial realignment. Yeah. They appealed, got denied, appealed again to the appellate court. Now they're 2A. Which is insane to me because they're building a brand new school.
Yeah, because that area is growing.
Yes.
So like what happens, they do this every 2 years, right? What happens?
So in 2 years, they might be 4A. They might jump up 2 classifications. And so granted, that wasn't the high school league that approved it. It's a whole different appellate court. It's a whole thing. Interesting to say the least.
So
why did not appeal?
Yeah, why every school appeal just to try to get?
That's my thought. Because the worst they could say is no. And if you get to the appellate court for a second appeal, they'll probably say yes.
Yeah. So like, why wouldn't every school do that? Like, I don't get that. Like, Pendleton, and like when we were in school, Pendleton was pretty daggum good year in, year out.
Yeah.
And like we said, it's a growing area up there. If anything, the school is going to be bigger by the time a new realignment comes around. But they're still going to be competing against 2A schools. That's kind of weird.
It's interesting, but probably one of the bigger things I noticed with the regions and the realignment for us is Anderson District 5, which has T.L. Hanna High School and Westside High School. Previously, it was, I think Hanna was 5A, Westside was 4, or maybe the other way around, right? They had
Westside was always the smaller one, I think.
Yeah, so they had a school in 2 different classifications in that district. And there's a rumor that the superintendent wanted a state championship in 2 classifications, yada, 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 whatever. That's just rumors. But now they're both in 4A in the same region. And so that's interesting to see how that kind of pans out. Because T.L. Hanna, you know, they're a pretty solid team. They run the option, and they run it pretty well. Westside's more your spread team. But that region right there, if it comes down to them 2 for a region championship or something, that'd probably be pretty good game to go see. But
yeah, that's like them That's like them mixing in for us, North Crowley and Duncanville, now that they're in the same district. I mean, you're talking about state champions going against each other for just a regular season district game. I mean, that's going to be must-see TV. That's going to be a packed house somewhere.
Yeah, and I forgot. So this year when they did realignment, instead of starting at the top, we used to have our 5A division. Our highest division was split into 2 divisions. Our highest classification had 2 divisions, kind of like your 6A has 2, right?
Well, all of ours have to, but yeah, I know what
Oh,
you're saying.
okay. So like 5A was the only one that had 2 for us.
Okay.
Now they started at the bottom when they were looking at these numbers. And so 1A is absolutely massive.
No kidding. Oh my gosh.
You have 10 regions. Each region has between 6 and how many's in that one? Good Lord, 8. Granted, region 1 has the School of Deaf and Blind. You know, as far as football, I don't know if they play 11 man or not, but you know, they may not have football or they may not have another sport. So not all of them are going to count for everything, but A is absolutely massive.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, not only is it 10 regions, it's like all of them are very full regions. Like, you don't,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the minimum's got to be what, 5?
Yeah, I think they shot for 5 and all the other
See, like,
classifications.
for us, they try to hit that like 7 or 8 team sweet spot for us to make a district. And so then typically you play 3 non-district games. And then obviously you go through that district schedule, and the top 4 teams at the end of the district schedule are the teams that made the playoffs. And then you go to 6A, except for 6A, all the, 6A's D1 and D2 mixed together for the regular season. And then when you get to the playoffs, then they split you by enrollment. And so this past 2 years in 6A, we were one of the smaller ones in our district. So we make the playoffs. We go 6A Division II playoffs, but we turn in almost 3,000 kids this go around. Now we're one of the bigger schools in the district. So we make the playoffs this coming 2 years. We'll go to the 6A D1 bracket. So it works a little different in 6A. 5A D1, D2, you play a regular season that's, your district's also 5A D1. And then you play the 5A D1 playoff bracket. They separate the sports, though. Like, you might have a different district for basketball than you do for football. And so it's just a little different nuances as you go up between the different districts. I don't know. I would just be interested to see like what those conversations are like behind closed doors. Cause like sometimes the way it always seems like somebody gets taken care of with the realignment. It always seems like somebody gets screwed over with the realignment. You just kind of wonder, like, when the dust is settled and they look back through what they've just created, do they have those same conversations like, dang, we screwed up on such and such district? Like,
Yeah.
we got that thing packed out. I don't know. I just feel like they've got to notice that kind of stuff when they're doing it.
They have to, and I'm sure people let them know too.
Guaranteed. I was all over Twitter, and people are just like, give them the business about
Yeah.
if somebody gets
It's
thrown in a district. And like Terrell, the town down the road from us, their district the last 2 years, their longest road trip like really wasn't that bad, maybe an hour, like just kind of depends. Like now they're in a district where for one game they're going to basically go to Arkansas, and for another game they're going to get out to Lufkin, I think, or Nacogdoches, somewhere over there, like way East Texas, might as well be Louisiana. Like, it's just like they're going to have to drive 2 hours now more often than not to get a district game. I don't know. It just seems like at some point they would have been like, maybe there's a better way to do this or something.
Yeah. And this is random. I don't know where I saw this, but somewhere in all this realignment, I was looking at stuff online. And did you know there's a Wardlaw Academy in South Carolina?
I did actually think one time I had a student, how students sometimes will Google you?
Of course, yeah.
So one time a student Googled me, I guess, I don't know, was trying to look at funny pictures or something of me. I don't know, whatever kids do. And he's like, you have a school named after you? I'm like, what are you talking about? And sure enough, it's like Wardlaw Academy or whatever. But I'm like, dude, they didn't name that after me. Like, that's somebody probably
I'll tell you exactly who it
100.
is, and you probably don't want to know who it is.
Let's see
We're
here.
related to them. They're down the
Really?
line, but it's like our great 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 grandfather or something, and it's I'll tell you off camera. It's not one you'd be proud about.
But he got a school named after him?
Yeah, and you'll understand it when I tell you the context, but,
What
yeah,
part of the state is it in?
lower.
I
Yeah.
know where this is going.
Yeah, so they lost to Jefferson Davis Academy in the last game of the season, if that kinda puts
Alright,
things together for you.
alright.
Yeah, it's not great,
Man,
but
that's gonna be a fun conversation. So, we had the clinic this weekend, right? And, yeah, I was up there working the table and stuff for Gridiron Spice because we do custom labels for teams, right? You know, a
yeah,
team for a fundraiser, they can go and we can rebrand one of our season-end label, bottles in their team's colors. They sell them at concession stands. They make a healthy margin. Just another product line, right, for people to have instead of just T-shirts or selling chocolate bars or whatever. And so people are kinda coming through and all that and making a lot of great conversations with folks, but we weren't sure if we wanted to stay in the hotel the whole weekend or just make the drive back and forth each day because it's really not a terrible drive, to get out to Grapevine. But long story short, we decided we're just gonna get up and, we'll drive it each day. That way we can get back. Me and my buddy, we got kids and stuff, so we're trying to put them to bed and all that. So Friday was fine. We get down there, we check in, we do all Friday. Saturday morning comes around. And, we had this cold. I know y'all had some snow actually.
yeah, we got
It was
about
just
6 inches.
sheesh, it was just brutally cold for us. No precipitation at all. But I'm gonna go and I'm like, "Hey, I'll go meet you at your house, and then I'll hop in your car, and then we'll just ride out, do the thing." Well, I get in my car, and it was so cold that, like, it kills the battery a little bit, and so
Yeah,
she's having a little trouble turning over. She got turned over, and I'm like, "Alright, let's get this drive going." Well, then I'm getting down the road, and I had a suspicion that my thermostat was kinda acting up, and I go and I'm getting down the road, and it's like 15 degrees outside, but the thermostat's jumping around, so it's saying the car's overheating. So I'm like, "Good Lord, like, this is not what I wanna be doing at 5:30 in the morning." And, so I just veer off, like, it was actually near the middle school over near us, and I just kinda veer off into the parking lot. I cut the car off, and, so then I'm trying to figure out, like, just give it a second, then I'll turn it back on, keep driving or whatever. Well, I go to turn it back on, it wouldn't turn over at all. This thing was just done. And so now I'm stranded at 5:30 in the morning. It's 20 degrees outside. And so I'm trying not to bother, I don't want my wife, I ain't trying to bother her. I'm not trying to bother my buddy. Well, let me just see like what an Uber would be. So Uber was only gonna be like $7. So I'm like, that's not bad. I ain't gotta bother nobody. Like I can just hop in and go on. But it wasn't gonna be there for like another 30 minutes. I'm like, nah, we gotta hit the road, man. So finally I call my buddy. I'm like, hey man, can you come like give me a jump? Like, cause that's the other thing. I'm sitting like in the fire lane of this middle school. And it was a Saturday, but I'm like, nobody's gonna be coming through, but just in case, I don't need this car sitting here. And so he comes and I get out of the car to go jump the car, hook the cables up. And so I get outside and I get the hoods popped and all that, and I'm grabbing these jumper cables, and I'm not outside the car for 5 minutes yet, but my hands are numb. It is that cold outside. So I get the cars hooked up, and I'm going to hook up onto the node of his battery, and I notice that like all my hands are numb. But like out of nowhere, my thumb just starts feeling warm. I'm like, that's just weird right there. But I get it all latched on, and I look at my thumb, and it was just pitch black. Turns out, like, the
oh,
battery had been burning my thumb, and I had no clue.
just couldn't feel it?
Just couldn't feel it. I was
God,
so numb to it all. So we get the car jumped, long story short, and I get it just pulled off into a little parking lot right beside where I was at. So we ride off, we do the convention or whatever. We get back that night. It's like 9 o'clock. I get in my car and I had to get jumped again one more time. And I pull it across the street where I knew there was a garage at, where I was just going to get them to look at it whenever they got back into work on Monday. Well, I'm over in these like warehouses and stuff where some of these garages and stuff are at, and I can't see nothing. So I just see an empty garage and I just go pulling in and I just leave. I just sit the car there, get it parked wherever. And I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm like, phone's dead. So I can't call the missus to come pick me up. I'm in this random set of warehouses. I'm like, do I walk to the gas station and borrow a phone? I'll just sit here and like try to get as much juice as I can in my phone. Maybe it'll cut on. I'm sitting there for about 5 minutes and I see the lights come on from inside this auto shop. And I'm like, oh God, like somebody thinks I'm out here like doing a drop off or something. Like I'm up to no good, about to steal catalytic converters or something like that. And the guy comes outside and he sees me there. He starts coming to the car. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So I open my door and I'm like, hey, man, I'm not up to no good. Like, just have some car trouble, waiting on my wife to come pick me up. Long story short, dude's helping me out. He's like, yeah, like, we'll take a look at it. I was just working on my motorcycle. I was waiting for my wife to come pick me up. And he said he was waiting on his girlfriend to come pick him up because he was just working on his bike in the shop. And so he's in there showing me his motorcycle, all this and that. And in comes his girlfriend. I turn around, it's one of my former students. So it's like this whole big, just small world moment. But long story short, my car's been in the shop for the last few days, and I've been scootering to work, taking a little bird scooter to work back and forth. And it's actually not bad in the afternoons, but man, these mornings have been
icy.
You get out, yeah, it's been a little cold. You get out, it's 25 degrees. I'm a grown man riding a bird scooter to work, just freezing.
Shivering.
Can't even work the brakes. And the sidewalks kind of get a little sketchy in some spots. People are fools, man. They just leave their trash cans out, like on the driveway or in the sidewalks and all that. So I'm like bobbing and weaving, and I'm trying not to get into the street because it's kind of a busy road. So I'm trying not to get nailed. But yeah, long story short, I think if the weather was better, it might be something I do a little more full time because it only takes me like 7 minutes on the scooter.
That ain't bad.
But it's not bad at all. But my gosh, doing it when it's 25 degrees out.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah. I pulled out yesterday coming home after off season, and one of my players in the parking lot is like, Coach, you told me to be riding one of those. I'm like, what do you want me to do, man? I ain't going to walk. Like, it probably take me 15, 20 minutes to walk it. Like, I'm going to zip on this scooter right now. But I'm like, dude, who did I make mad to have this happen to me?
Get you a moped. It's still be freezing cold though, but I mean,
it'd be a little cold, but a
little faster.
I thought about getting an e-bike or something like that.
Yeah.
Something that gets up there about 25 miles an hour. Like, then I could be there in like 5 minutes or less.
That'd be pretty solid.
As fast as taking the car. But I don't know, man. Have y'all even been in school if you had 6 inches of snow?
So we kind of knew it was coming. The weather, they predicted it. It's kind of a sure thing. And so when during our planning periods once a month, we have a thing we call it Thriving Thursday.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mini staff meeting, I guess, with each teacher's group that has planning that period. We'll do a little bit of PD stuff, and if there's any updates, they'll tell us. And so they told us then that basically be prepared for e-learning at least Monday. It was actually a rare snow for us because it was just dry, fluffy snow. So no wet ice, nothing like that had to worry about. It's really just snow. Now, granted, we still had ice on the ground from the previous weekend.
I was about to say, y'all got hit twice.
Yeah, back to back. And so we had e-learning on Monday, and we had a 2-hour delay Tuesday. Greenville County, where my fiance works, had e-learning Monday and Tuesday. So I ain't going to lie, though, even though we had a 2-hour delay, so I got to sleep in a little bit. When I had to get up and go, and I saw her, I mean, she was working, she was e-learning, but
yeah,
she was still at home. I was so mad.
Yeah,
but it was weird. She was mad that she wasn't at school. She was like, she wanted to be at school. She was tired of e-learning. Granted, she's having to teach math e-learning, and I'm getting to do health and PE e-learning.
Yeah,
so there's
it's a little different.
I get there's a
vibe.
difference there, but still, I was upset when I had to leave, and she got to stay at home. But yeah, they only give us 5 e-learning days every year, and we've used 4. So hopefully no more inclement weather. Otherwise, we're going to have to start making up days. But
yeah, I think we ironically actually have a bad weather day next Friday. I don't think we have to come to school because we didn't miss enough when we got the ice this past week, whatever. So that'd be nice. I actually think it's a 4-day weekend, but I can't remember. President's Day, maybe?
I think you're right, because we're going to do tastings because we have a long weekend because I think it's President's Day on Monday, and we have a PD day Friday.
I got
so it's a 3-day weekend, but no kids on that Friday, so a little bit more like a 4-day weekend. But question.
Yeah.
So throughout the week, I was kind of writing down some would you rathers.
Okay.
All right. So let me find a good one. This one's starting off with a real one here. Would you rather have an admin that support you publicly but question you privately, or admin that questions you publicly but backs you up when it actually matters?
Oh gosh, I don't know. That's
a tough one.
starting off with a
Yeah.
bang. I mean,
And if you're listening right now, tell us what you think in the comments. Tell us,
yeah,
what you want to,
that's
which
pretty
one you'd rather.
that's pretty tough. At the end of the day, I think if admin backs you on the job, I think that's what matters
Yeah.
most. Like when you have to weigh it all out. Now, if they questioned you in public, depends on what they're questioning you about, I guess.
Yeah.
If they're questioning you about something big and like now when you go to the grocery store, like you're getting flack over something,
That's
then
true.
I might would say the other. But if it's just something kind of trivial, I don't know. I guess I'd rather have them back me up when it matters in the schoolhouse. I don't know. That's pretty good. What you think?
I think I would rather. Yeah, I think I'd rather have them back me up when it actually matters because I really don't care what people say. Like out,
I just want to be able to like
and
live my normal life and not get
yeah,
heckled in the parking lot of a
yeah.
grocery store or something. That's my only thing.
All right, so here's another one. Would you rather win a championship and never coach again,
Mm.
or coach 20 more years and never win the last game of the season? So never win the championship, I guess,
I think I'll take a championship.
and just hang them up.
I think I'll take a championship. I don't know.
I think.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'll take the championship. I'm pretty confident in that. I've done it 10. I'm going into like year 11. So, I mean, some guys don't coach
Yeah,
that long. So now if it's like fresh out, like you told me my first year coaching, I'd win a state championship, but I couldn't ever coach again.
you'd take
Then
the
it,
20 more years.
then it'd be tougher because like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Because there's just
yeah.
there's so much that I enjoy about the in between. I feel like I'd miss out on so much. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, and I think it depends on what your career aspirations are. Like if you're wanting to be a head coach and do this for a long time, then obviously you might choose the 20 more years one. But if you're wanting to go, like I want to go into admin and I'm not going to be able to coach when I go into admin, so I would take the championship and
Just ride
be
it out.
done
Be done.
and
Call it early.
start putting my name in for jobs. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a tough one too. Would you rather be known as a player's coach who struggles with discipline, or be a hard-nosed coach where your kids execute, but they don't love you?
Mm, mm.
I think this kind of boils down to like values of what you're in it for, as like how you want to help
Yeah.
kids.
I think at the end of the day, kids needs will they hate me forever?
It just says
Or
don't
is it
love
like
you.
one of those things like they hate you then, but 10 years later they're like,
Right.
you know what? He went
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Do they hate you forever, I guess is the real question. Do they never appreciate anything?
And that's the thing, like they don't have to love me, but they can respect it. They
Right,
can
yeah.
get
'Cause
older and appreciate it.
I think at the end of the
So
day, kids need structure and discipline and
and it needs to specify what, struggle with discipline. Like what kind of discipline are we talking about? Like,
yeah. I'm not gonna be dealing with like bullying in the locker room that gets me locked
no,
up or something like
no,
that. If it's just them kind of cutting up a little bit and stuff, I can look past that a little bit. But yeah, if we're gonna be like hazing or something in the locker room, like nah, I ain't trying to get a lawsuit or
no,
something.
we ain't dealing with that.
Nah, I'd probably rather be the disciplined guy. I think I'd rather.
All right, two more quick
All
ones.
right.
Uh, so would you rather call a perfect game and lose because of one missed assignment,
Mm.
or win but knowing on film you got out coached for 4 quarters? To me, this one's easy.
I want to win.
Win,
Win the game, baby.
win.
Just win. I've been
I
in a
don't care
few
about a
games.
perfect game. I just want to win.
I've been in a few games where I felt like, somebody had our number and then we just found a way. And I'll take winning ugly over losing pretty or whatever the opposite of that would
Yeah.
be. Yeah, give me winning ugly 10 times out of 10.
So let me find this. Where'd it go? I'm struggling right now. It's late. All right. Now that one's easy. Okay. Would you rather be loyal to an assistant coach who helped you build the program but is falling behind,
Mm.
or replace him with someone better and deal with the fallout.
I'm assuming you're in a head coach position if you're having to make this
Yeah.
decision. I think if you're in that position, you got to do what's best for the program, right?
Yeah.
You're in that position to make tough choices. Like,
All right. One more. I'm sorry. I
if they're
keep
falling
finding
behind
them.
that much, yeah, you got to do what's best for the program, what's best for the
Yeah.
kids, for sure.
And there's other ways they can contribute if they're still going to be there, but they may just
Yeah.
have to. I mean, we teach the kids next man up. If the one
Yeah.
ain't performing, next
Yeah,
guy's coming up.
exactly.
Got to practice what you preach. All right. Would you rather tell a senior who has started all season but has struggled the past couple games
Hmm.
that he is not starting in his final game,
Hmm.
or tell a younger kid he's earned it, but he won't get the chance yet?
I think I've always been on the side of production.
Yeah.
I think I've always been
You're
like,
taking the political route on all these.
yeah, like a few years ago. I mean, it's a number of years ago, but I had a sophomore who, in a handful of snaps that I had been grading and tracking stats and all that, in just a handful of stats, had done all these different things: tackles for loss, sacks, blocked a punt, like just in role playing time, had done all these things. And then I had a senior who, he was grading out okay, like he was doing solid, but like the production wasn't there for the volume of snaps that he was getting.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember having to have a tough conversation like that following week that, hey, look, this guy in 20% of the snaps is doing more than you getting 80% of the snaps. And like, I'd be doing the team a disservice if I wasn't putting the most productive guy out there. And it was tough. Like, it really was. But I think like kids don't hear it enough, like just honesty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, it actually was pretty well received. Like, the kid who was not going to be starting for the next game was like, all right, I'm gonna earn my spot back. I'm gonna prove you wrong and all these things. I'm like, I hope you do prove me wrong. Like, I hope that happens. Like, but for right now, for this week, like, we've had 4 weeks now, and I'm gonna roll with this because I'm trying to do my job and help make sure that our position group's gonna be doing whatever it takes to help the team win. And that was tough, but yeah, I kind of had to.
Necessary.
It was kind
mean,
of necessary, and then it all kind of worked out in the end. Like, the kid that eventually took over, he was just a sophomore at the time, but he went on to play. I added it up because he just signed today for signing day to go to Oklahoma Baptist, but he wound up playing in the last 3 years, like over 2,000 snaps for us in 3 years. I mean, he wound up being a ball player for us, but I mean, it's just the paths we take.
all right. Sorry, I might have one more. This one's
That's
a good one to
fine.
end. It's a good one to end on, though.
That's fine. You didn't answer it, by the way.
Which one?
The previous one.
About the kid,
Yeah.
a senior versus
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, best players got to go out there.
Best players
And
got
it
to play.
definitely helps if you have the data like you're talking about, that empirical evidence. If you can back it up,
Yeah.
there's really no arguing.
'Cause we
There's
grade
no,
every snap on our guys, and we grade it by, we've talked about this before, how we grade the film, right?
yeah,
Like, so, I mean, we've got the numbers to fall back on. If there's blowback and stuff, it's like, no, I mean, in 20% of the snaps, he's got 60% more production. Like, it's just numbers at this point.
yeah, and you know, ooh,
Found the grand finale.
two more. Sorry. All right, real quick. This one's real quick. This is
All
it.
right.
I'm not looking anymore. Would you rather be respected more as a teacher than a coach, or more as a coach than a teacher?
When I think about what I spend most of my day doing, and if I'm in season, I spend, it's a 16-hour day. I spend 3 of those hours teaching.
Yeah.
Am I still teaching astronomy? Or do I got to teach like a tested subject?
No, I mean, I guess in your current situation right now.
Yeah, then give me the coaching aspect, because like I don't want to spend the bulk of my day like getting just ran through, and then 3 hours of my day be just picture perfect or whatever. Give me the
That's
coaching.
true.
I'll be a stereotype.
That's true. And, how they define respected, that's kind of like, what do you mean by that? I guess it's kind of like you're thinking the stereotype where, oh, he's just here to coach football or whatever, but he's a great football coach, that kind of thing, I
Yeah.
guess. But I think I would go for the teacher. But again, my aspirations is more on the school academic side of things.
Well, and you teach 3 blocks a day, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
like 5 hours of your day is
But
teaching.
I also have a loophole. So the kids call me coach. I'm a PE coach.
Oh, you double.
And so, I mean, either way, I'm getting respected, right?
Yeah, you double dipping.
All right. And this one to end it all, this is a good one. Would you rather coach long enough to see the game change past you or leave early wondering how much more you had to give?
I feel like the game's already kind of slipping a little bit, at least like at the college level, but it's changed so much just since like we've started.
Yeah.
I want the option to like go down with the ship, like even if it's ugly at the end because it's passed me by. I want that runway to be able to.
Like the Joe Paterno route.
Yeah, like I'm
Even
gonna.
if it's sinking, I'm
No, no. Let's not the Joe Paterno route. Let's think of. Yeah,
like
I do not want to go the Joe Paterno route.
like Bobby Bowden, maybe.
Bobby Bowden. Bobby Bowden's a good one. Yeah, like just you become an accumulator, right? You just.
I guess
rack
Nick
up.
Saban in a way.
I don't know. He kind of dipped right before the NIL stuff got stupid. Transfer portal.
Yeah,
stuff
so
got
he left
stupid.
early.
He left on the high note.
He didn't go
yeah.
down with the ship, I guess.
He did not go down with the ship. Bobby Bowden. I'll take Bobby.
It worked
Bowden.
out for Saban though. I mean, he's doing all right.
Well, he did win 7 championships in 15, 20 years. Like it wasn't like
I think I would leave early.
Keep it pure.
I don't know, man. That's hard.
That is tough. I just feel
So
like it's already.
I don't think I would sit there wondering how much more I had to give.
Nah.
I think I know I could go as long as I
Yeah.
needed to, but if I see it going past me, like I'm all right. I'm out.
Speaking of going past, all right, segueing into the end and the game passing us by.
I didn't even see the time.
You sent me the link. So New Jersey, Rutgers last week, right? They were $500 million in debt or whatever since they joined the Big Ten. You found the link on Florida State. I'll pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
So Florida State ain't doing much better. It is slipping them by too. They reported $437 million in athletics-related debt for the fiscal year 2025. Athletics made up 71% of FSU's total debt.
That's tough.
Ooh. So Rutgers at least lost theirs over 10 years. Florida State lost that this year. And 3/4
I don't know
of athletics.
how. I really don't know how you lose that much money. Because that's not just what they spent. I mean, they spent way more than that. They probably just brought in a decent chunk.
Yeah.
And still lost that much.
Well, yeah, if that was your debt, you got to think you spent Lord knows how much. Are they doing construction or something? Like what is running those numbers up?
I mean, what was their record this year? It wasn't good, was it?
It wasn't great. They beat Bama and then everything else went south.
So maybe they lost some ticket sales that hurt them, but they didn't lose hundreds of millions of dollars in ticket sales.
They must have been doing construction on something or something like that. You can't just losing 400, and this is across all their whole school, I believe, because it said only 71.
Athletics, though, right?
Yeah, it said 71% was football. Is that what I remember?
71% was football.
It might have been 71% was athletics, but the school lost $470 million. It was something like that. I already deleted the tab, or I would check it out.
So it says Florida State University reported $437 million in athletics-related debt.
Oh, so 71%
fiscal
was,
year.
71%
Athletics made up 71% of FSU's total debt. So $437 million is only 71% of their actual debt.
Oh, hey, your math cert's coming out. So they
That is insane.
They had $600 million in debt, if my math is right, something like that.
So that is an increase of $200 million.
That's tough.
God. The surge is due to revenue bonds set to help fund renovations at Doak Campbell Stadium.
I knew it had to be
and construction for a new football operations center.
I knew it had to be because, like, construction's where it gets dumb. $50, $100 million easily just to build a new building. But that's wild. Hey, speaking of money and building, did you see what was popping up on? It all boiled down to Mr. Beast on Instagram. Put this out there. So he put on Instagram. Somebody said, could Mr. Beast spend $100 million and make ECU a national champion? And he puts on his Instagram, should he do this? And I instantly thought, like, this, if I was a billionaire, yes, I would
That's what I would do.
I would absolutely, if I'm a billionaire, I'm absolutely taking a little bit of that and making Presbyterian College an FBS team with like a dome stadium or something
Yeah.
stupid.
It's like
Yeah.
a real life college football game, and you
Yes.
can
Yes.
you can spend all the money you want. I mean, how much? What kind of money are we talking about with him?
Well, he's got the, what's it called? Feastables now. And then he's got the YouTube money.
Yeah, but
He's got cryptocurrency or
I
something,
mean,
right?
his business is worth roughly $5 billion, so he's fine. But it does say he reinvests nearly all his earnings. Well, earnings is a vague term. That could be just his take
that's
home.
just numbers on paper.
Low personal liquidity. Again, I don't really buy
Probably
that.
helps him tax wise.
Yeah. So it says 2.6 billion in 2026. So 100 mil to him.
Dropping the bucket. ECU national champs. We're calling it. I should check that out on Kalshi. Will ECU win a national championship in the next 5 years? That'd be a good
Bet
Kalshi
hard
bet.
on that.
Yeah, I'm taking taking that full ride. Well, Jack, we're hitting that time for our Team of the Week, episode 45. Brought to you by Gridiron Spice Company, guys. 4th and Ward is the code, number 4, THANDWARD at gridironspiceco.com. Get 10% off your order. And like I was mentioning for all the coaches out there, we do custom team labels where you can make a nice profit margin having a new product at your concession stand, your spirit store. Everybody's tired of chocolate bar sales. Why not get some custom branded seasoning and sell those out there and make a little cash for your program? All right, we got the wheel pulled up here. Let's let it spin, Jack.
See who we get. Interesting. Is it going to stay?
Yeah. We are in Texas, Axtell, Texas. Axtell High School. I'm very unfamiliar with Axtell High School. I hope
so where are we at? Let's figure out where we're at first.
Yeah, I need some geography.
We're outside of Waco.
Northeast of Waco.
Right off 31, if that means anything to you.
Doesn't mean anything to me, but all right. I'm assuming they're smaller because I have not heard of them.
So it looks like.
Hey, heck of a year. They won the district championship.
Or 2A Division 1 is the size we're looking at.
D1.
11-2, man.
It was a good year. Won the district, went undefeated in district, beat up on
pretty much everybody.
Beat up on pretty much everybody. There was a forfeit that they got a dub from. They beat the mess out of Tom Bean. I've heard of them. They finally lost to Hamilton, who I think played for state. So I think they lost a team that eventually played for state there. So pretty good run by Axtell. 2A Division 1. Basically ran the table in their district, got after some people.
Love the colors.
Yeah, they're the Longhorns, but they're not orange and white. They're red and white. It's a nice little switch up.
Red's my favorite color. So
believe it or not, there's a lot of Longhorns mascots out here in Texas for the high schools.
Wish I could say I was surprised.
And that logo gets used and abused a bunch out here in Texas.
I can only imagine.
All right, our good old friend at Texas Bob.
We got a classic.
The stadium, got a good old track. They got a little press box though, looks solid.
So we got their capacity.
Stadium's got a capacity of 1,500. They're in McClellan County, so that's the same county as Waco. What's the name of the stadium? What was it called?
Ellison
Field, home of Axtell ISD, the Longhorns. Natural grass. So
I'm a sucker for natural grass.
It does look nice. I do like the Longhorn on the jump pit down there.
Oh, yeah. And this isn't painted. I mean, that's not a fair.
Yeah, no, I mean.
A painted picture, if they paint it. Ooh, the backdrop. We got like
that's kind of cool.
Room.
That looks like an old house that got turned into locker rooms.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So here's a view of that press box.
That ain't bad.
Is this a video?
Switch to turbo.
You know what? Just because that ad, I'm not gonna watch it. But yeah, it looks like. I mean, it's an older stadium. It looks like not older
stadium, but you know they're 2A. They don't need the Taj Mahal.
Pretty solid though.
Yeah, shoot, it don't matter what the stadium looks like. They're out there waxing people, destroying them.
Oh, we got
uniforms
some
look clean. We got the Texas look. We got just the classic all white helmet with the red. It's a good little switch up.
I mean, all white is hard to beat. Do they only wear white? What does that say? I think that's the other team.
That's the other team.
Do they only wear white?
Maybe.
It's interesting.
I don't see a picture of them in anything else.
I mean, save some money.
Yeah. You got to think they got reds just in case the other team doesn't want to wear
It's
it.
a different Axtell.
That's totally different. They might only wear white. Can somebody from Axtell, Texas, let us know if you ever wear red jerseys? Because we're scouring Google right now, and we're not seeing anything.
I think they only wear white.
But hey, you do what you want when you're winning 11 games a year.
Yeah, ain't nobody going to be upset about that.
Yeah, people bow down to you. They got a nice tunnel. Real nice tunnel.
That looks massive.
Yeah, it does.
That's pretty sweet, though. I mean, it's hard to beat a classic look like that. I mean,
yeah, you can't beat that. Shout out to Axtell High School, episode 45, Team of the Week. Jack, we are fast approaching the 1 year mark of Fourth and Ward. Yeah, here in about March, right? Something like that. We'll be at the 1 year mark, so we'll be there for you know.
Crazy.
Yeah, pretty wild. Well, guys, we appreciate you tuning in, and drop your comments with your Team of the Week nominees. Drop your comments with if you can figure out how much money Division III made. Drop your comments with how you think realignment went for your team, whatever state you might be in. And you guys be good. Jack, you want to lead us out?
Stay golden.
You locked in now with the fourth and wall. Fourth and wall. Adam. Jay.